volunteers to help homecoming, get in touch with Candy King or Doris Strang. Also, Arrow Auto, Island Parcel Plus, Old South Market, Bob's Auto Repair, Arnold's, Island Pharmacy, Nantucket Bank, Edmund Ramos Plumbing, Pizza Joint, The Inquiring Mirror, Hutch's, David Gowacki, Nicholas Farentella, Tony Barone Plumbing and Heating, Lawrence Murray Associates, Killen Real Estate, J.A. Cooper, Better Homes and Kitchens, Sweet Inspirations, Quality Inn, National Car, Sweetwaters, Sports Locker, Chip Hart and Associates, Jeff Beamish, Kitchen Bots, Jim's Haircuts, Island Spirits, Bob King Electric, Sun Island Delivery, Island Carpet, Davis Flooring, Young's Bicycles, Suzanne's Hair Design, Ron DeSilva, who asks you to support your local Boys and Girls Club, Orange Street Video, Yates Gas, A Cut Above, Island Lumber, Nantucket Electric, R.J. Kalman, and Butch Ramus Plumbing. We thank all those fine sponsors for bringing you Wheel of Football. We will be doing the Monday freshman game, Nantucket versus Cape Tech. And next Saturday, we'll be doing the doubleheader when the Vineyard travels to Nantucket. It'll be the Martha's Vineyard JV game, and that starts at approximately 10 o'clock next Saturday morning. The varsity game falling at approximately 12:30. The Monday freshman game, well, by the time you're hearing this, the Monday freshman game will be over, was played this afternoon. And now we're going to jump right into the Harborview pregame show. Remember, each and every game, Harborview donates $100 in the name of the game's MVP to a general scholarship fund that helps defer the cost of higher education. All of a sudden, it's raining popcorn, and we got that on tape, so we'll be able to figure out who did it. And at the end of the season, Harborview also donates $500, and this goes towards a general scholarship fund for seniors who are heading off for higher education. Now we're going to swing right here around us, and we have some young fans of the Cape Tech. I believe it's the Crusaders. They'll correct me. If I'm wrong here. And then we have some of the young Cape Tech. And is it the Crusaders?
Yes.
Now, do you guys have some family on the team? We want to each introduce yourselves and tell us who you are.
I'm Tom Jefferson. Dan Gimlet.
Frank Career. Chris McDonald.
Chris, do you have somebody on the team that you cheer for especially, or are you just here cheering for the team?
My dad's the head coach, pretty much. And my pop is the coach and assistant coach. And my cousin is a player.
Same thing with him.
You guys brothers?
My sister's boyfriend, Dean Bailey.
So you all have something with the team. Now, McDonald, I know your dad then. Your dad's Ed, and you have a big brother who's the freshman quarterback at Nauset, right?
Yep.
How come he goes to Nauset and not Cape Tech?
I don't know.
We got to break this mystery then to find out. He played over on Nantucket when the Nauset freshman played the Nantucket freshman. He had an excellent game, and he's doing well. So will he be moving up to the varsity next year?
Actually, he's dressing for the varsity this year, but he's only played a little bit. So he's on 3 teams, JV, freshman, and varsity.
He's getting a lot of playing time. Now, you said you have an uncle who's a coach, too?
Grandfather, his name's Pete Gimlet.
So your grandfather's a coach? Okay, so you guys go to a lot of the Crusader games?
Yeah. Mhm.
Have you ever seen Nantucket play before?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Who's going to win today, Nantucket or the Crusaders?
Crusaders. You know it too.
How about you? Do you think who's going to win, Nantucket or Crusaders?
Nantucket.
Nantucket. Oh, we have one. We have one in the group here. We have one in the group. Huh? Now, have you guys heard about the scandal with BC betting on the games?
Yeah. I'm really disappointed.
Is there any betting on this game? Do you think? No. Anybody betting on the Nantucket Crusader game?
No, I'm not.
No bets allowed in this field. Okay. Well, we thank you for coming on today, and we'll be looking for you when you get up. Are you going to think you'll be playing for the Crusaders someday?
Yeah.
What grade are you in?
7th grade.
7th grade. You?
7th.
7th?
7th.
7th?
6th.
6. Well, I'm a 7th grade math teacher on Nantucket, so if you guys want to come over to Nantucket and play for the Whalers someday, you can be in my math class. How's that? You do okay in math?
Yep.
They all say that before the report cards come out.
No.
No! You got your report card yesterday? Oh, you know your grades in. What did you get?
Mine doesn't come out until next Friday. I got A's and B's.
I want to know your math grade.
A and a B.
A and a B?
An A.
An A? And you don't like math, so we won't ask you. Okay, so this is Dick Herman, and we'll be back in a few minutes with the. We see some of the Nantucket fans over there. Bob will swing around and see a few of them, and we'll be back in a few moments with the toss of the coin.
Hi.
Now you gotta come to Nantucket Monday night to see that. Welcome back here. We're back on. David Murphy has joined me. How you doing, David?
Great, Dick. How are you?
Good ride down from the big city.
Took a little bit more than an hour. Would have been quicker to get to Nantucket than it was to get down here.
Yeah, when you told me it'd only take you about an hour, I figured out you'd have to be going about 92 miles an hour to make it an hour.
Well, that's the way I drive.
And we see the captains heading out there for Nantucket, Captain Bobby King and Captain Rick Herman, and for Cape Tech we have
Adam Danielson and David Gimblett.
Cape Tech coming into this game with a 4-4. I guess it's one of their best seasons in a while. They're actually still alive for a piece of the Mayflower Small title as they go against Old Colony next week. Old Colony 3-0 in the league. Cape Tech 2-1, I believe. Could knock off Old Colony, keep it interesting, and so they're thinking about that. They really get up for Nantucket though. Mayflower Large versus Mayflower Small year in and year out doesn't have too many competitive type games, but Cape Tech gets up for Nantucket and plays good ball. Last year on the island, Cape Tech come over there, Nantucket cruising along, heading for the Super Bowl. Nantucket jumped out a big 26-0 lead, started subbing, Cape Tech scored, Nantucket scored, Cape Tech scored. The final score was 48-34. You know, so it's interesting. Cape Tech put some points on the board versus Nantucket.
It looks as if they have the size on this team and the numbers for a team this small, and in the warm-ups they seem to be very enthusiastic. So again, you could have one of the small schools that tend to get up for a school like Nantucket that's got the reputation as the Division V Super Bowl team.
Well, the toss of the coin, Nantucket's kicking off, but I was talking to Coach Capizzo before the game, and he said if he wins the toss, he may elect to go on defense anyways. So that toss of the coin was brought to you by Pacific National Bank, where mortgages are available. Fixed rate, variable rate, construction, first-time home buyer, jumbo and land. First Pacific National Bank, give them a call at their loan center, 325-7998. So we're going to have the national anthem here. National anthem brought to you by Killen Real Estate. Best flag shot we've ever got. And the national anthem was brought to you by the Cape Tech Symphony Orchestra. And they'll be putting on a Christmas pageant, David, December 19th, if you want to come back for that.
I'll be there.
Hear some Christmas music.
I've heard all about it, and I heard it's fantastic. I will definitely be there. As you can tell probably during the national anthem by seeing the flag, the wind could play a factor today. It's blowing strongly across the field, south to north, I believe.
Yes. And I guess Cape Tech decides to take the win in the first quarter. I heard Coach Capizzo say that if he won the toss, he would definitely take the win. But Cape Tech has the ball. I mean, Nantucket's going to get the ball, so maybe it was the reverse of that. Maybe Cape Tech is thinking the same thing. Let's try to play with the wind. Let's get a quick touchdown in Nantucket and see what happens. That's Cape Tech, as I say before, plays real loose versus Nantucket. They play some good football, some of the best football of the year. Matter of fact, each year the the Mayflower Small, every 2 years, in other words, the two weakest teams in the Mayflower Small can get out of playing stronger teams in the Mayflower Large, and they keep rotating. Last year, Nantucket had West Bridgewater and Tri-County on the schedule, and they dropped off for 2 years. And South Shore and actually West Bridgewater was supposed to stay on. Cape Tech was supposed to drop off, and West Bridgewater was whining and crying, saying, "Why do we have to play Nantucket every year?" You know. And the Cape Tech coach stood up and said, "Hey, I'll play Nantucket. You guys don't have to play him for 2 years." So Cape Tech could have got out of this 2-year schedule with Nantucket, but they opt to stay on it, and that's how they look at it. They like playing against Nantucket, and I think that's good. Nantucket and Vineyard should try to get as many of the Cape teams on the schedule as possible, and it's good that they stay on the schedule. Much more a rivalry built up in that way.
Yeah, that's admirable of the coach to do that. You know, he's not trying to pad the statistics. His interest is making his kids better football players, and the only way you do that is play against the best competition. And clearly, Nantucket is the best competition this team's they're gonna face this.
How about it?
Karen, you want a hat? Nantucket 3 hat.
Okay, these guys from Quincy are tough here. They're going to go without hats. Okay, Cape Tech kicking off. Back deep for Nantucket is number 22, Colin Gomes, and number 7, Bobby King. It's a shot kick. It's going to go to the up back, Chris Gardner. He takes it looking in the middle of the field and gets wrestled down as the blocking was not there. And he gets wrestled down by big number 48 right off the bat there. And the program here is not in numerical order, but that's the fullback, Jeremiah Miranda, just back after being injured for about 3 weeks. And Coach Capizzo was a little bit nervous about him before the game, saying, you know, I got Miranda back. And you say, oh, come on, Vito, this shouldn't be that much of a thing. But, you know, you get a little life back in this club, and they can make it interesting for a while. So this first series will be important here. We saw Nantucket just march last week in the first series against South Shore. And Nantucket is going to throw the ball a lot today. And King Sisha rolls out, nothing near, and picks up enough for the first down. Vito wants to get his passing attack ready for next week. He didn't do too much last week with the conditions. He said he's going to throw the ball a lot today, so that means you're going to have to throw it right off the bat because the first team may not be in there in the second half if they get rolling.
It is a tough day, too. You know, you don't have the rain in the as much as you did last week, but the wind will definitely be a factor. And the cold, you know, it's tough for the quarterback to grip the ball when it gets this cold. Okay, so it's a first down right about the 46-yard line. Sisha calling signals. This time the handoff's to King. Big hole here on the left side. King could break it, cuts back, spins, and he could go oh, he drops the ball. Picks it up, and still gets in. No signal. Touchdown, Nantucket. Bobby King goes 54 yards. Actually went about 40, dropped the ball, picked it up, and then went another 14. Don't go away 50-50, Raffle. That's the most fun I have with at football games.
Tickets for $5, 10 tickets, no, 15 tickets for $10 and $1 each.
It's a nice spin move put on by King about the 30-yard line, and got to about the 15-yard line, dropped the ball for a little excitement, picked it up, and still ran it in.
Yeah,
that's excitement.
Very unique there. The ball just sort of bounced, and he turned like around, and almost like he's going to fall. I think the ball just came right up to him, and he said, what the heck? He picked it up, got knocked out of bounds right on the goal line. We had to wait a while for the signals. The Nantucket players all signal. It's amazing how many players Nantucket had down there. TJ Lepre getting ready to kick here.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Kick is up and
Wide left.
a little bit wide left. The wind pushed it over there. Had the distance. Could push wide left. But Nantucket on the second play of the game goes 54 yards. Sisha went about 14. So Nantucket covered 68 yards, 2 plays. It took a total of 54 seconds off the clock.
That's how to score in a hurry. When you have a team when you clearly have a talent advantage, the key is not to let them hang around in the game and let emotion be too much of a factor. And the way you do that is you score in your second play from scrimmage.
So now Nantucket will be kicking off into a slight breeze. Number 42 for Cape Tech. He's really back much too far. Running back Curtis Archie. Now that's a running back name, right?
Sure it is. Yeah, sounds like something of Ohio State or something.
I think his father must have been an Ohio State fan there.
Nantucket knows how to use these wind on the kickoffs. I've seen them kick the ball 20 20 yards, have it come back in the wind another 5 yards, and just fall on it. And
Right.
pick up. That's what they did last week. So.
Yeah. This could. So you're thinking that the onside kick might be on here, whether it's on or not on,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So Cole getting ready to kick off. And gets pretty good distance, and it does travel down. It bounces in front of Curtis Archie. He lets it roll away from him. Now he's in trouble, and he falls down at about the 6-yard line, 5-yard line.
That's exactly what Cape Cod Tech did not need.
Yeah, Curtis Archie was much too deep for that. He should have come out to about the 20-yard line, and he could have fielded that on going back about 3 or 4. The ball hit down about the 17, 18. He's way back inside the 10. Ball bounced in front of him. Once it bounces in front of you, it can go anywhere, and it did that time. And didn't quite get into the end zone, and Curtis had to pick it up, and he gets no running room there, really. He was ready to get tackled, and he just slips down.
Slipped down, yeah.
So Nantucket will be going with their 4-4. Aaron Hull is still out this week. Levi Fox is starting in the middle with Herman. Outside is Bridia and Sisha. The other back is King is the safety. Lombardi and King are the cornerbacks. Right up the middle they come. Hosterwheel is there on top of him. Herman, Kalman, Fox, the big fullback running right away.
I think Nantucket sniffed that one out. Like you mentioned, Herman right on top of him makes the tackle for a short gain, about 2 or 3 yards.
Okay, Nantucket starting the tackles today. Kalman and Cole. Cole, who went out to defensive end for a few games, is back at tackle, and TJ Lepre is getting a start at defensive end, and Colin Gomes on the other side. So there's the Nantucket defense set for today. Ball's fumbled, but he picks it up and somehow gets it off to Miranda. So both
Seems
teams.
to be the trick play that everyone's using today.
The fumbleooski, just
the West
drop
Coast
the ball,
offense and the fumble play.
drop the ball on the ground, pick it up and run. You know. Even in the backyard, we don't let that play go, but they're letting it go here today.
It's going to catch up to him sooner or later. You have to fall on the ball when you drop it like that, especially when you're in the middle of 22 people. You're going to lose the ball that way. You know, granted, you might lose a couple yards, but you'll keep possession.
We've seen the Peanut buses up there. The kickoffs was brought to you by Peanut Bus Line, the official carrier of the Nantucket Whalers. And that extra point try by TJ Lepre is brought to you by Congdon and Coleman Insurance Company. For all your insurance needs, they're located at 57 Main Street. Give them a call at 228-0344. Congdon and Coleman Insurance. And we're here in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Bob's Auto Repair. Robert Larrabee, certified automotive technician. Call for an appointment, 228-1239. Bob's out at 48 Norbert Farm Road. And also the first quarter is brought to you by Old South Market. Come see our large self-service coffee island with Dunkin' Donuts and fresh bagels flown in from Hyannis every morning. Stop on your way to work or during your morning break for a cup of hot coffee, donuts, or bagel. They're open year-round, Monday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m., early in the morning to 6 at night. Old South Market at 57 Old South Road.
What is a certified automotive technician?
That's a guy that knows what he's doing.
That's what it
Not
sounds
not like me fooling around under the hood. Okay, so Cape Tech takes a timeout here. They're going to try to get first down out of this, working 3rd and 2. And they get to Miranda. Miranda breaks off. Down the sidelines he goes. And a wide load once he got moving. King had to go over there and bounce him out of bounds.
He's got pretty good speed for a kid that size. And he gets to the outside taking on some of Nantucket's defensive backs. It's not a matchup I'd want if I was Vito.
6'1", 230. Good size there. And somehow Miranda gets to corner and turns it outside for a big pickup. And Nantucket, thinking they had Cape Tech pinned back on the 6-yard line, all of a sudden Cape Tech's out to the 30 with their first down of the day.
That's as many first downs as Nantucket gave up all last week.
Right. So 1st and 10, Nantucket working in a 4-4. Oh, the ball's in the backfield, dropped in. Let's see, looks like Nantucket's on it. A couple of wheelers down there first. Herman and Colin Gomes is in. I think Gomes gets it. That's about the 3rd week in a row that Gomes has come up with a fumble. So the quarterback, fullback handoff wasn't there that time. And looks like Herman got dinged on that one there.
Looked like quarterback Eugene McNeil and Miranda just were on the wrong page on the playbook and colliding to each other. The ball fell down, and Gomes once again comes up with the big play.
So Nantucket will be starting here on about the 28-yard line. Seisha calling signals. The option gets it to King on the outside. A lot of room. King tries to slide into the end zone there, crawling along, and finally the official sets him down on the 3-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal for Nantucket. And King, 2 carries, has about 75 yards.
He's got some good moves. That spin move he had in the touchdown run, and the way that he was able to put his hand down and still sneak out the extra 3 or 4 yards at the end of that play. Got a lot of skill.
Quint Marquise is in replacing Herman at guard. Levi Fox at the other guard. Kalman and Downey at the tackles. Seisha takes it straight ahead on a quarterback sneak, and he is in for 3-yarder. Seisha sneaks it in, and so Nantucket has a 12-0 lead. And we see Chris Gardner coming in. He's the holder. So Nantucket will be kicking here again. And let's see if Lepre or Cole will be kicking.
We got to get that lefty kicker in there. Who's the lefty kicker? We got to get him in there.
The lefty, yeah. Okay, Cole's kicking this time. This time it's straight down and good. So Cole gets it through, and Nantucket has a 13-0 lead.
4 plays, 2 touchdowns for Nantucket.
So there, as you said, 4 plays, 2 touchdowns. That extra point was brought to you by Congdon and Coleman Insurance, the official insurance of the Nantucket Whalers. Congdon and Coleman. And at 7:12 to go here, it looks like it's going to be a long afternoon here at Cape Tech. But as we say, Coach Capizzo will try to use his first team as much as possible, but you know, you creep in another touchdown or 2, and the second team is going to be in there. And Cape Tech, in past, has done well against it. I have a chart here I'll bring out in a few minutes, but Cape Tech does put some points on against Nantucket. Last year, the final score was 48-34. I think that was the most points scored against Nantucket last year.
I'm sure with the Vineyard game in mind, Vito would love to see his defense make a stop and go up 20-0 early. Give his starters a rest. Don't want to risk an injury for next week's game.
So we see James Stetson back there. So Curtis Archie is taking the full blunt of that muff on the last kickoff.
Great name, not a good return.
Ooh, fumbles on the ground, balls on the ground again. Good pop in there. I didn't see who made it. I see a number 10 getting up for the Whalers. We see Rick Herman back in, so that's a good sign. He just got a little whack on the leg, and he's back in here for the defense. And Nantucket will be setting in their 4-4.
Herman knows if he doesn't come back soon, he's not going to get back in
He's
the
not
game.
going to, he knows he's got the whole second half to sit, right?
That's right. Ball.
Sarah Ellis comes over, and Gomes comes over, and that's going to go as a loss, as Archie, I don't know if it's Archie Curtis or Curtis Archie, or whoever it is.
They have some good football names. The quarterback is Eugene McNeil. That's another good football name. They got a whole, this could be the all-name team, these guys.
You know, one year, that's funny you mentioned that. One year, Cape Tech, I think it was their first or second year in the league, came to Nantucket to play, first time on the island, and they didn't bring a roster, you know. And we said, do you have a roster? And the coach just shrugged his shoulders and just, no, we don't have a roster, you know. So we called the games, and we had a contest. We had to go by the number. We'd all think of a famous number, you know. Number 12, we'd all think of a famous number 12. That might be Bradshaw. Was Bradshaw?
Bradshaw.
So we'd say Bradshaw quarterback on this play. We had a lot of fun that day. See how many numbers we could come up with. We had trouble with the 51s, though.
Like 62, 63, you know.
It was easy going with the 12s and the 20s. But 51 was a tough one. I think that zinged us. So he picks up about 4 on that and gets it 3rd and 9. Let's see if K-Tech will be passing. I'm almost positive they have to throw in this down here. Let's see what they got in their passing formation.
Looks like they're in a new formation here, yeah.
Rolling out, looking, a little bit of room. He's going to take off. And Sisha bangs him out of bounds. You don't see too many quarterbacks. Too many quarterbacks will do that. And
funny, you mentioned that. I don't know if you noticed the BC game last week. Scott Mutrin was long snapping for BC. And at the beginning of the game, when Hasselbeck was playing, he'd come in and just on 4th down. But they got to a situation when Hasselbeck got hurt that Mutrin would take the snap for 3 downs, and then he'd be the center on 4th down. It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen watching football.
yeah, I got a little curious though when his hate cadence was Hut, ready, 6 to 1, ready, set, 8 to 1, ready, Hut, 10 to 1.
You know, it's funny. There was a few fumbles at the end of that game. You know, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but the timing on that couldn't have been worse at BC.
Okay, punting situation. Nantucket's got the return on. Nice punt. Beautiful punt, but there's a nice wall there too. Let's see how King hit. Look at that wall set up. There goes King. Miranda breaks through though. So Nantucket had a nice wall set up there, but the ball really hung up there a long time, and Miranda is sort of a one-man tackling dummy out there. He's taking anything down, and when he doesn't tackle them, they seem to score. So I think Miranda might have stopped the longer game there.
I don't know how you stop that kid. He gets the 30-yard head of steam, and there's no sense in blocking him. He's going to run right over you.
Yeah. And he's out there setting up. He's calling the defenses. Cape Tech coming into this game 4-4. They finish off the year with Old Colony next week. Old Colony, a potential bowl team in Division 5. And that's hard to say, and we'll talk about that in a second. Why it's hard to say that they're a potential bowl team. Oh, a little bit of a handoff right in the middle there, I believe, to the fullback. Oh, is that the King? Somebody trying to go right up the middle. Fullback Cole. So when the fullback gets the ball, he doesn't really have the lead block that the halfback has, and he felt at that time as everything in the middle just crunched right on top of him.
Lead block. He didn't have any blocks in that play. There was 3 guys.
3 guys on him.
On top of him before he got the ball.
So I mentioned Old Colony. Old Colony's playing Blue Hills today, and Blue Hills should handle them, and that'll give them a 4-5 record. Old Colony comes back and beats Cape Tech next week. They go to 5-5, and they go to the Division 6 B Super. David Sisha, they all drop the ball play. So we have seen 3 drop balls today go for about 110 yards.
You got to be careful. You can't go to the well that often. Cape Tech's got to know that play's coming. You got to expect that.
I think they got to get a little piece of string, and just sort of drop the ball down the ground, bring it back up, sort of like a yo-yo. We'll call it the yo-yo play. Anyway, Sisha's had a couple of carries today for about 35 yards. So
he made a lot out of a little there. It looked like the Cape Tech strung that one out pretty nice. He broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and turned it into a nice little game.
So Savadell spread wide right. Travis Lombardi in the slot. Cohen King behind Sisha. Hal at the center. Herman and Fox the guys. And here goes King running wide right on the sweep. Not much at the corner, but he makes something. King gets hit 2 or 3 times and keeps right on motoring there. Nantucket had the field wide spread right and really used a lot of the field that time to get King moving.
Yeah, he seems to be a very patient runner. He seems like he waits for his blocks and picks his holes and then bursts right through them.
Big game in the Boston League yesterday. West Roxbury handles Boston English easily, 26-0. And both of those teams will be going to Division 5 Super Bowl. So Nantucket, looking to get into a 4th straight Super Bowl game, is looking at maybe English as being a possible opponent. Sisha back to pass. Here comes the rush. It's there. Aired out. And he overthrows Bridia in the middle. Little confusion maybe in that. And we have a flag. It looks like it'll be holding against Nantucket. And Cape Tech has to take that as it's only a 2nd and 1. And I don't think they want to give Nantucket 3rd and 1 there. They'll take the 10 yards. Oh, they're going to call a late hit.
Yeah.
All right, personal foul, late hit. I didn't see that. I just followed the path of the ball, but evidently Sisha, did you see it?
I didn't see the hit, but
yeah.
I heard it.
Sisha must have got popped after he released the ball, so that's a big one. 15 yards, gets the ball down to the 20-yard line.
So that's a major penalty. Is that what that is, Bob?
That's a major penalty, right? Bob's not listening today.
He's too cold.
He's up there listening to Sandy Beach. Seashore got a man wide open in the end zone. Lombardi, touchdown Nantucket.
Another
And let's
flag
see if there's
down.
any flags.
There's a flag down.
Flag down in the holding area again.
Yeah, they're waving it back.
It looks like it's in the holding area again. Yep, they get Nantucket for the holding this time. So that would have been, I believe, Seisha's 4th touchdown pass of the season, second to Lombardi, but it goes for naught.
You hate to see a play executed that well. They have a guy that wide open. I mean, he was basically waiting under that pass like it was a punt, and they haven't called back.
Just sitting there all alone. Definite broken coverage there on the part of Cape Tech. But Cape Tech sent a lot of people that time, too. And so when you send a lot of people, you pay for it if you can find the open man. They found it. Look for Nantucket to go right back to it, though, at 1st and 20. They'll probably... We're going to have a timeout on Cape Tech. We're here in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Old South Market and Bob's Auto Repair. And this timeout is brought to you by the Atlanta Cafe. Potent potables, gracious grub, an authentic atmosphere flavored by islanders and tourists alike. 15 South Water, open daily, 11:30, year-round. And Atlanta Cafe wishes the Whalers the best in '96.
Very nifty use of alliteration there for Atlantic Cafe with the potent potables, the gracious grub, and the authentic atmosphere.
Yeah, you know I didn't write this one. I have to look up half those words in the dictionary. Also, the Pacific National Bank has their new off-season hours. They've been in effect now a few weeks. Main office, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 3:30 p.m. The Sparks Avenue, including the drive-up window, they're open Monday to Wednesday, 8:30 to 3:30. Thursday, they're open 8:30 to 4. Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. And then Saturday morning, 8:30 to noon. The Pacific National Bank's new off-season hours. So Coach Capizzo said he wanted to throw the ball today a little bit. I think he'll probably use these 4 downs to throw the ball again, unless they maybe set up the passing look and then run a screen or a draw out of it.
I think V would love to see Nantucket score here. That would give him a chance to experiment with a few plays he might want to try to work into the game plan for next week against the Vineyard. They'll be up 20-0 if they score here. Give him a chance to, tinker with the offense.
Okay, Seisha calling signals. Back to pass he goes. Look for King on the swing right. Here it comes. Swing left, I mean. And they're right there to cover him, but King cuts back against the green. Flag comes out. Another call play. That's going to go back into the end zone. He goes easily. But they got a holding back here just where the play originated. So that one's going to come back too. Another holding call. And you mentioned the Vineyard, Dave, and we look way down there in the Nantucket side of the field on about the 5-yard line. Maybe Bob can pick it up. There are those dreaded Vineyard guys there in the corner.
Looks like he's reading the newspaper. You're in trouble next week if that's their scout.
Vineyard has, I think, been at like the last 6 or 7 Nantucket games. Ever since Vineyard got to about a 3-4-4-0. Nantucket is going to scout the Vineyard today. Coach Hickman and Coach Conley, along with Coach Cameron's already up there, actually. You talk about the big rivalry between the Nantucket and Vineyard. Coach Cameron is the JV coach for Nantucket, and he's up at Bristol Plymouth right now as we sit here, David, scouting the JV game for next week. So how often do you get people scouting JV games? Seisha back to pass. First and about 35. Gets it over the middle. Overthrows Sarah Ellis. And no flags are down on that play, so that's unique.
It's because it didn't work. Seisha overthrew Sarah Ellis. Yeah, it's a dangerous spot for Sarah Ellis. You don't want to be extending your body and your hands like that over your head going over the middle. An opportunistic safety will put your ribs up somewhere by your eyeballs.
If I leave, I'm going downstairs because I heard they're giving out free Crusader water bottles. So bring home a little souvenir to the Nantucket side. A Cape Cod Technical Crusader water bottle. So 2nd and 30. The ball here on about the 44-yard line. King going in motion right. Drop ball, and Cape Tech finally knows how to cover that play now. Didn't work that time.
They're going to the well too often. They can't try the drop ball play every series.
Sisha put the ball on the ground, hoping that Cape Tech would fall for it again, but they didn't. They fell right on Sisha, and he only picks up about a half a yard, so it's going to make it third and about 29.
I think the cold is it's pretty evident that it's affecting the game and the fumbles. And we've seen, what, four fumbles already, and, you know, none of them have been contact fumbles. They've all been a result of the ball just slipping out of people's hands.
It is quite chilly as we've gotten January, February here in November. Not very nice. We hope it starts warming up again and gets back into the 50s instead of the 20s. Here comes the rush.
The screen set up perfectly.
To Cole. Oh, he goes right into the tackle, but he breaks it. Cole had a string of blockers here on the left, and what does he do? He runs right into Miranda. But he breaks Miranda.
Can't block Miranda, that's the only thing.
And Miranda comes off the field hurting, so Cole gets the best of that. I think if Cole breaks the other way, and I can see Greg Moore on the other side pointing in that direction. That's what Greg's saying as I look right at him here. Cole breaks left. He had a host of blockers, and he might still be running.
He set that one up perfectly. Nantucket's offensive line, set that screen up perfectly. It looked like it could have went, but Miranda got through the initial block.
4th and 20. So Nantucket will be throwing the ball here again. Twice getting the ball in. Oh. Cape Tech jumped offside there, but then Nantucket moved. Let's see if they say that the jumping caused Nantucket to move. If it did, it would be 5 yards against Cape Tech.
Herman seems to think it's on Cape Tech.
Yeah. So the Cape Tech right defensive tackle jumps offside. One of the Nantucket linemen moves, but they're saying the movement was caused by the influence of the defense, so it's going to bring it 4th and 15. And the wind is actually picking up here now.
A little freebie there for Nantucket, 4th and 20, 4th and 15. It's still not an easy.
It's not an easy down, but Nantucket's going to have a chance to throw. And they run the fake draw to King, and Seashore is having a hard time throwing the ball actually today.
I think with the weather, it's almost impossible to grip the ball. I think it's a tough day to throw.
So the Crusaders take over on downs there, stopping Nantucket, and actually really can't say they stopped Nantucket. The penalty stopped Nantucket as Nantucket got the ball twice in that drive, but neither one of them counted. And you can stop by the Personal National Bank, the Personal Nantucket Bank at the Pacific National Bank. Drop by the Loan Center. Beth Ian, me, and the residential mortgage originator. She's at the Loan Center, 325-7998. So a long first quarter here with the incomplete passes. We still have a minute 37 to go, and Nantucket's holding a 13-0 lead on a King touchdown and a Cisa touchdown and a Cole extra point kick.
Carried by James Stinson.
Stinson carries out, and he picks up about 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7.
For the Crusaders.
Cape Tech's got some pretty good size up front, but again, Nantucket, for a Division V school, the size they have is incredible. We've been able to push around almost every opponent that played this season.
Yeah, Cape Tech is actually made up of 2 schools now, for 2 years now. They were actually Cape Tech and Howard High School. And when that started last year, a lot of people thought that with the Howard kids coming to the Cape Tech team, that would get them improved. And I guess you have to say they're improved. I believe last year they had a 1-9 record, and they already have 4 victories this year. So maybe as some of these Howard kids get into the program at a younger age and grow up with the program, it may get Cape Tech on a level where they can compete against some of the Mayflower Large.
I'll tell you what I'm really impressed with, Dick, is the facilities here at Cape Tech. I mean, this looks more like a community college than it does a high school. I mean, the buildings, the fields, the facilities, the setting, the location.
Yeah, they do a good job here. The football field right here in front of us is in great condition. On the other side of the school building up there, and it's a enormous facility. They have a baseball field, and I believe they have a 3rd field up there behind the buses used for the field hockey and the soccer. So they do have a lot of facilities here, and I'm not so sure that the football team practices a lot in this field, the condition it's in.
I'd be surprised if they do.
They may do a lot of practicing over there behind, or maybe there's another field a scrub field, but this field doesn't look like it's had a lot of use here for a daily practice. 1:08 to go. A real long first quarter. Nantucket holding a 13-0 lead. Cape Tech working second and 7. A lot of timeouts here in the first quarter. You don't see that many usually.
Oh.
Sisha, woo! What a pop by Sisha.
Tackled by David Sisha.
So Cape Tech sent 2 guys down the field deep and tried to run Stinson underneath it, but David Sisha did his read and
Nice
stayed
stick.
home and really popped them.
Third and 7 from the 27 for the Crusaders.
James Stinson, that's not a bad football name either.
They have a lot of great names, right?
Like North Texas State, maybe, you know?
You all? So another definite passing situation here, and if Cape Tech doesn't make a first down here, they might want to stop the clock again and kick with the wind, because this first quarter might run out if this pass is caught, and it is caught, and not going to make a first down. Hosterwill is there. Herman King gets a pop, and 12 seconds to go. Let's see if Cape Tech takes the timeout here to kick with the wind or not.
Fourth and 5 for the Crusaders.
And they don't do it, and that ends the first quarter. So the first quarter, brought to you by Bob's Auto Repair and Old South Market, comes to an end in Cape Tech, trailing 13-0, and I would have thought they would have used one more time out here just to have that little bit of wind kicking up. Now they're going to have to kick right into the wind here, and they're kicking from the 30-yard line, so they're going to have a difficult time getting this kick off.
I think you bring up a good point. The first punt they had was a neat little punt, held up high in the air. They have a pretty good punter. I would agree with you there, Dick. I would think that they'd try to use, not afraid to call timeouts. We've seen that. They've already spent 3 in the first quarter.
Right. They probably wanted to save their 2 for this quarter. They want to go a whole quarter with only 1. Now let's see what Nantucket talks about over there. They might be saying, you know, we set up a nice wall last time on a long punt. Now they're kicking into the wind. Let's practice our punt block here and see if we can get one. They've got a couple this year, and they might want to try to add another one to their collection. I don't think they have a clean block punt this year. They got a couple of tips, and they got a couple of bad snaps where they got great field position out of it. So maybe they want to add a real clean block punt here. And I was watching one of the pro games last week there. Was it the Buffalo game? The the right outside backer came through, and I forget who they played. Philadelphia. Philadelphia must have not been expecting it, because he just walked right in there. Left-handed kicker, left-footed kicker, and he just pounds the ball down, and it takes one of those nice rolls here. So the these guys are a little bit angry there. They're angry at the radio side, not angry at the TV, not at the TV side.
Well, none of the people. We're out here in the stands, you know. Well, there you go.
And you can see what the wind cost them. The wind cost them a decent kick. They get a roll out of it, and it rolls out to about the 48. So it goes to about a 28-yard kick. Not too bad into the wind, but you can see how the difference, the wind just knocked that one right down.
You're absolutely right. I think you made the call early, and you were correct. They should have called the timeout and punted with the wind. I mean, that's about 15-yard difference in the last kick. When you're down 13-0, the last thing you want to do is give Nantucket a good field position here.
So Nantucket will be setting up here, still going with the same offense. First down at the 48, right here in front of us. Gonna run the option left. There's the pitch to King. King boats the ball on the ground, and
Looks like Nantucket
fumbles it ahead.
Pitch looked like it was a little bit behind King. He got his hand out there, but he couldn't bring it in.
But he kept the ball in front of him, almost enough to pick up the first down.
Nantucket coaches are screaming at King to take the gloves off.
Take the gloves off.
Pitcher's 2 feet behind him. Come on, the kid's the second leading scorer in the state. Cut him a break.
What? Coaches like to blame things on, so they're blaming the gloves there now.
It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Whalers at the Crusaders' 4-yard line.
So Nantucket working second and short. I
Nice
won't
little
be surprised they put this one deep. Nope, they're going to go with King off tackle, right tackle. Down the sidelines he goes, tries to get a fake on. Nice tackle there by 81. Jod Franklin gets him out of bounds. King puts a nice little fakes here and there. He's over 100 yards today already, folks. And he's down inside the 15, and Franklin saves a tackle there. And Nantucket runs that power right sweep over Kalman and Herman. They can motor up the field. Cole, they got Howard and Cole clogging up the middle. Herman and Kalman getting to the outside. Bridia blocking down, and they picked up. Now they go back to the other side behind Downey and Bridia, and King picks up about another 7 or 8.
This drive seems to be stalling, though. It's already the third play, and they're not in the end zone yet.
No flags, anyways.
Very impressed with how patient a running King is. He seems to, when he breaks off his big runs, it doesn't seem to be a humongous hole there. He seems to wait for his blocks, and like I said, Kalman and Herman open it up for him. He has faith in them, and they get the job done. Very patient for at this level right here. That's a great attribute.
He looks for something there. Now it's second and about 3, and somebody jumped.
King flinched in the backfield.
Again, movement on both sides of the ball there. Let's see who moves first, whether it's King, as you say, or whether it's, yeah, they get King moving first, which causes the defense to come across, but they were allowed to. And we see Coach Conley coming down out of the booth. That means, as we look at our clocks here, it's about 20 of 12, and Coach Conley and Coach Hickman will be heading up to Taunton, Massachusetts for the Bristol-Plymouth Martha's Vineyard football game.
I thought he was going to grab some Crusader mugs.
Toward the end zone. Oh, he had Lombardi wide open there. But coming across was number 49, Pat Davison. And Davison saves a tackle there as he had Lombardi right in the sights there, tried to zip it into him, but Davison comes across nicely and knocks it down and keeps Nantucket out of the end zone, 3rd and 8. And let's see what Nantucket does here. Definitely passing down. Travis Lombardi wide right. And they're going to run the draw to King. Right up the pike he does. Tries to dance, and he does. Dance into the end zone from 14 yards out. And King has 2 today, 21 for the season. And he is leading Division 5 in scoring.
Did you see the size of that hole that right side of the line opened up for him there? I could have fit through that one.
Well, we're going to shoot you up for the second half and see if you're a man of your words.
Well, I wouldn't have made it to the end zone like King did. That was a nifty run, but those first 10 yards, you chalked those up to the offensive line. A great job they did up front.
You're going to boast like that. We're going to make you prove it. Okay, and here's your friend, the little lefty kicker coming in.
There we go. It's as good as money.
You said lefty kickers have an advantage in the rain. Oh, looks like he has an advantage in the dry. Oh, no, they're going to call it no good.
The lefty, the wind with the lefties just doesn't work.
The wind.
The rain, but not the wind. And
we were giving our friends on the radio site, Sandy Beach and Chris Murray, a hard time because they had to score 40-0 last week, and we went over in the car, myself, Bob, and Maureen, heading back to the Cape, and we kept coming up with 41, which we called on TV, 41-0, second week in a row. So then it got me thinking because talking to them, they said no, it's 40-0. So I had to call John Denton's house that night before I called the Cape Cod Times, and John wasn't in, but his dad was in. I said, did he mention anything about the game? He said, well, really not. I said, gee. I said, we had him for 2 extra points, and the radio only had him for 1. And he said, oh, no, he got 2 extra points.
You got to give the lefty kicker his due. He's out there in a driving rainstorm getting into the job.
So we got the score right. 41-0 last week. 2 weeks in a row it's been 41-0, and we're sort of heading that way today, too, as it's 19-0 here now.
Yeah, Cape Tech has been lucky that it's not even worse. Nantucket has been their own worst enemy so far. Penalties stalled at the drive previous to this one, and it almost stopped this one if not for the nice run by King at the end there.
And we also see Coach Moore heading up there. So Nantucket's going to have 4 coaches up at the game today. Coach Moore, Connolly, and Hickman leaving now, and Coach Karen's already up there. But Coach Karen's doing the JV games. He may leave. He might not want to do a doubleheader today. Good kickoff there. And 33 is sort of on his own back there. Makes a nice move, though. And finally gets wrestled down by number 33 on Nantucket, Matt Prettier.
His old friend James Stinson. Nice little move there. It started off was pretty ugly. He pulled the old drop the ball play there, you know.
Stinson is learning quickly. He said, these Nantucket backs are doing a good job. I'm going to do what they do. Drop the ball, then pick it up. Heck with catch it in the air.
He's got pretty good speed, Stinson. He showed a nice little burst there at the end.
Prettier makes an arm tackle, gets him around the throat, and Matt come away looking a little bit sheepish, wondering if they're going to bring a flag out, you know. But no flag came out, and so good tackle for Matty. Nantucket hasn't made any change here. We still got Cole and Kalman at the tackles, Gums and Lepre at the ends, Bridier and Sisha outside, Herman and Fox inside, King at safety, and Lombardi and Saradalis on the cornerbacks. Here's a handoff, hit in the backfield, gets away from the first, but then smothered up by Saradalis and Gums. The Vineyard, big game today going at Bristol Plymouth. The Cape Cod paper has been talking about if Bristol Plymouth wins today, they go to 3-1 in the league. If Vineyard turns around and beats Nantucket next week, both Nantucket and Vineyard go to 3-1 in the league, forcing a 3-way tie. Who goes to the bowl? The Cape Tech paper says Bristol Plymouth would go because they haven't gone in the furthest, but I'll talk more about that after this down. Rolling out the pass is Cape Tech. Fires it out there, and he's got a receiver. Looks like he get enough for the first down.
It wasn't a bad throw at all by McNeil. He looks like, from what we've seen, this year from the other quarterbacks that have played against Nantucket, he might be one of the better ones they've seen all year.
Good job there. The Vineyard quarterback leads Division 5 in passing the ball, so that's going to be the big matchup next week. Nantucket's basically running with Sisha showing a lot of spark on the passing end, but on the other side, Vineyard likes to throw the ball first and then run with junior Rob, Ben, I can't even think of his name, Ben Phillips, I believe. I'll have to look it up here, doing the running the ball. But sophomore quarterback for Vineyard, Snowden, and I think he has about 14 TD passes this year.
Sure, you'll be hearing his name for a couple of years.
Yes.
Over and over.
Cape Tech running the first down, got an option here, right? Nice, Stinson, nice move.
Jesus.
Stinson gets away from Sisha, but then King buries him along with another person there. Okay, getting back to that conversation on Bristol, Plymouth, Nantucket, and Vineyard, the first, second, and third tiebreaker rule leaves it all tied. Co-champions 3-1, league wins 3, league losses 1. The fourth thing in the tiebreaker put out by the MIAA is overall record, and if that scenario plays through, Nantucket and Vineyard have a 9-2. Bristol Plymouth playing one less game and only have an 8-2. So in my eyes, that would eliminate them, and then it goes back to head-to-head competition, and that's the first one anyways. And the head-to-head competition then would favor the Vineyard if they beat Nantucket. So I don't really think that Bristol Plymouth is still alive in this race here. It's going to be the winner of the Nantucket Vineyard game next week will be going to the bowl.
It's also a little known fact that the fifth tiebreaker in MIAA is the quality of television coverage by the team. So let's hope for a Nantucket victory.
Let's hope they don't get to that level. God. They'll really be out in left field.
I think Bob took that personally.
Bob took it personally, yeah.
Just kidding.
Bob Laundry on camera. Bob Laundry on camera, as he was last week. You were there last week, Bob.
Got a great
With
show.
your little Play-Doh camera. In the rainstorm.
Cape Tech spends another timeout.
We're in the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Island Parcel Plus. Business, packaging, copying, and faxing center. UPS, Federal Express, keys, passport photos, U.S. mailboxes, cards. Island Parcel Plus, here at 57 Old South Road. Say hello to Jim Richards when you drop by. Give him a call at 228-3500. Okay. Second and 9. Oh, jumping on both sides. Let's see if they say Cole originates or caused the. Yeah, they're going to say Cole hit first. Cole jumps, causes the left tackle for Cape Tech to move, and that's a defensive penalty. Defense can move, but they can't cause the offense to move.
5-yard penalty.
I guess if you're an offensive lineman, if anybody in the defensive moves, you should move then, because you seem to get the call in your favor that way.
Their own 49-yard line.
Even if he doesn't make contact. I never liked that rule. You know.
It should be when anybody moves, start the play, you know? whoever moves first has the
You
advantage.
tackle the center, you tackle the center.
It's the first time they're running the option today, and you can see why they haven't run it before. The ball's on the ground for about the 5th time today. I don't think, has anybody recovered? Yeah, Nantucket's got the fumble here. I was trying to say, all the time the ball's been on the ground, the defense haven't recovered it that much. It's been mostly the offense picking them up.
Yeah, I think it's only the second time. I think Gums got the first one early on, and then that's the second one.
Second one there? Okay. Anyways, Nantucket gets it in excellent field position here. We see cans of sodas here not even being open. I thought they were being left behind. It's so cold, nobody's going to touch the sodas. Going downstairs to get the hot coffee. Right underneath us, a nice little stand there. A little hot coffee action.
Tastes especially good out of those Crusader mugs, too.
Okay, here comes a wingback reverse to King. A lot of room. Oh, nice pop. Nice hit there. And you don't see that happen too often.
King got Stinson on that last kickoff, and Stinson just returned the favor on that last play.
That was a long play development. Nantucket, in a formation we haven't seen too much this year, only has one back behind Seisha. Cole puts King way over in the left slot, and it looks like it's a passing situation. But they run a sweep way back to the right, trying to get a lot of bodies out in front, which they did. But Stinson just bides time, sneaks up in front of it, and sticks King in the backfield for a no-gainer. Seisha's running the option left this time. Gets it to King. King does hang on to this one, but doesn't go anywhere.
Cape Tech showing some spark here on defense. The first two or three drives, Nantucket moved the ball at will, and now Cape Tech is stepping up.
And Stinson's only a 5'7", 155-pound sophomore. So I guess we're going to hear a lot more about him in the next few years.
He must have a big helmet. He looks taller than that.
He looks. Well, he's wearing those platform cleats put out by Nike now. If you want to make your team buy platform Nike cleats, it makes you 6 inches taller. Just slip them on. Seisha looking way downfield. Got Sarah down there. Sarah pulls up short, and then there's a little popping going on there, a little josting, and Sarah can't pull that one in. So Nantucket with a 19-0 lead on 2 King touchdowns, one by Seisha, a kick by Cole, and Nantucket has a.
4:18 left to play in the
Looked like they were signaling a back in motion. I'm not sure if that was a signal or not, but if it was, Cape Tech's going to decline it anyways. If it was a penalty, it's 4th and 9 here, and Nantucket may be punting for the first time. They know they're not going to punt. They're coming up. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 9. Seisha rolling out, got King in the flats. Now the sides a run, looking downfield, got it wide open down there. Saladellis drops it. Timmy Saladellis drops it at the 10-yard line, got in behind the coverage. Seisha laid it in there that time. So you can't blame Seisha on that one.
No, he made a nice play. He hung in there, made a perfect throw, and unfortunately, again, the ball's cold, maybe a little bit slippery, right through the hands of Sardellis.
So the referee, though, after that play ended, the referee went over to number 56, David Gimlet, 6 foot, 185-pound senior cornerback, and was pointing to his head like, don't play stupid here. So David might have done something right at the end of that play that the referee let go but warning them, you know, you do that again, you're going to get flagged. And more than likely, it would have been a 10-yard. Would have given Nantucket the first down. So the referee lets that one go. Let's Cape Tech get the ball back here.
I think Sardellis will see you some lunch on Monday.
Fumble on the ground, and Cape Tech falls on it. Sisha almost gets it, but the quarterback gets it back, McNeil, and rolls over and lays on it there.
Down and 15 for the Crusaders.
Tough way to start the drive, though.
Pass there for
You're going to
the
make up points fast. A little under 4 minutes left in the first half. You're down 19 points.
Remember, your new tradition starts on Main Street, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Arnold's at 41 Main Street, 228-7001. Arnold's, a fine sponsor of the Nantucket Whalers. So 2nd and 15, 5-yard on the fumble, 5-yard loss on the fumble. Coming for the sack. Let's see if they call it a sack. Yep, they do. They're going to call it a sack. They're going to call it, oh, let's see. The flag comes out. Let's see if they call it intentional grounding and call it late hit now. Let's see which way it's going. Cape Tech coaches on this side are sort of clapping their hands. They think it might be the late hit, but I'm not so sure they're going to call the sack.
If that is,
He was throwing that ball to nowhere.
yeah, it looks like they called grounding.
Closest people to that were the Nantucket cheerleaders, who are a little bit cold as they stand over there in the sideline.
They're not the only ones.
Yeah, I see you trying to get up and move around here.
Leg cramp. Get the blood flowing.
So they're going to call it off. After talking it over with the other officials, they're going to say there were, or there was, or there could have been a receiver in the area. They're going to say if the kid ran the right pattern, he would have been in the area. So anyways, the flag is called off, and it'll just go as a loss of down and not a loss of 15 yards.
I know the pros have that outside the tackle rule now. I don't know if that has been put into the high school game or...
No, it takes a few more years. It takes a few more years to filter down here.